to come up here. His name is Chris August, and we welcome him to our podium. Chris? There you are. Okay. I was hoping you'd pop out. Okay. All right, thank you.
Come on, Baltimore, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here and for doing this and letting me be a part of it and reminding the nation and the world that Baltimore is among the many cities that is aware and active and doing things. I'm a special educator. I work at a private special needs high school. So yeah, thank you all the teachers who are here. I'm so excited about that. That's what we desperately need. I work for a private special needs high school who by law is not required to follow No Child Left Behind and chooses to anyway. So what I get to see is what I wish people who made laws that affect my students see, which is the devastation incumbent upon a life that is completely deprived of the services and the attention that it desperately needs. And so to that end, the piece I'm going to do today is the human side of education and of these decisions that so frequently made by folks who are not qualified to make them. This is my teacher poem. Day 1 of James's standardized assessments finds us in the room that my students have nicknamed the testing closet. In its close confines, I can smell that James hasn't bathed in at least 4 days, and I can see the distinctly unmedicated darting of his eyes. I am not expected to include any of this in the report that I will write for James's last education plan. For that, I am to focus on how James responds to writing prompts, like the one with the picture of the boy with 2 robots. Students are to compare the robots using the word however. Nobody ever uses however correctly. When he sees the picture, James asks me, Mr. August, can we name them and crap? I am tempted to include this in the report alongside the discordant symphony created by James's rumbling stomach and muttering mouth because nobody at the shelter where he's been staying is required to feed him or administer his schizophrenia meds. When I ask him if he needs a break, he tells me, no, I think I got this. I don't know how to teach the mechanical resolve that compels a barely literate young man to spend hours in a tiny room just days after the cops pulled him from his new foster placement, because something in the stability there must have flared up those old tendencies, and he's been stealing again, been peeing on floors and mattresses again. Day 2 finds me without James. Day 3 finds James just 12 hours after being released from the hospital because the guys at the shelter don't see the unmedicated schizophrenic. They don't see the 21-year-old high school student who won't even get a diploma. They just see the punk who stole their shoes. And from across the testing closet table, y'all, I can distinctly make out the 3-inch unstitched gash in his scalp from where they dragged James into the street by a fistful of his tracks. It is gaping like the most cynical of mouths, issuing a reminder that black and retarded are the only 2 strikes you need to be out in this world that I am supposed to be preparing him for, but I won't include any of that in the report either. I will write that James has given the only response to the robot prompt in 7 years that has made me cry. He wrote, the boy has 2 robots. However, he loves them both. Who taught James love? Not the birth mother who could never choose the miracle in her stomach or the boy in her arms, or the hell she let march through her veins into a death. And if I'm being honest, it wasn't me either. Because despite the close confines he occupies in my heart, the rest of me is bound to a system that just wants a report, and I will write it with a prayer, because sometimes a prayer is the closest thing a teacher has to control. I will write it desperate to believe that something in my time with James has built a shield for him, that for all of my students I am balm to bruised skin, a lullaby sung inside beating hearts. I will write it, stealing James's own line. It will read, in 7 years I have taught over 100 students. However, I love them all. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, teachers, activists, everyone. Thank you for doing this.
Thank you. Thank you, Chris August. That was very cool. That was really